How old is your queen? How old is the queen you bought? Is your queen that you bought a big queen, a small queen? I've been breeding queens for 7 years, and I bought some queens at Foley's Russian Bees in 2017. Not very many of those queens were very big, they weren't large. And I have been breeding my own queens, and I've let a few continue living that weren't really as large as they should have been. Number one was a 2019 queen. She didn't make it through spring. If they can make it through winter and spring, you can always breed off that queen and hopefully get a better quality queen afterwards. But she didn't make it that far, and she was a small queen. She didn't do very well last summer. She really wasn't worth the time and effort I put into it, but I was into how many queens I had instead of the quality, and that's a big mistake. Rather than the quantity, you should be concerned with the quality. 54 is a 2018 queen that I bred from Foley's Russian Bees, and I had a few Italians, so she's basically a hybrid. And how old is your queen? Well, if you get a queen, you buy a queen, and you look at the queen in the package, if she has tattered wings, if I can find her, if she has tattered wings, she is not an old queen. See the wings on this queen? They're wore out. Even though the queen hasn't flown anywhere, her wings are not fairly new, they're old. This is an old queen. She's not very big. I'm going to use her for my breeding program this summer if she makes it through summer. I've never had a queen last more than 2 years. If you breed your bees with a quality drone from somebody else that has good quality bees, Michigan Bee Works is one of the largest beekeepers, commercial beekeepers in Michigan. He claims he makes over $1 million a year. He's got good quality bees, and I usually end up with good quality mated queens from his drones. And Foley's Russian Bees weren't worth the money I paid for them, but I bred off the few survivors. They weren't mite resistant. The few that survived through the first winter, I made some hybrids using Michigan Bee Works drones. If I can find her. This is a 2019 queen. There's really nothing special about her. She's an average sized queen. See how I just gently touched them on their backs to get them to move out of the way? Because last time I checked, that queen was on this frame. She may have moved. It's more difficult videoing in hive inspections than just doing hive inspections without. There she is. I don't mark my queens because I normally don't have a hard time finding her. Now, I'd say she's an average size queen. I've got queens that are bigger than this queen. There's nothing special about her. But my hopes are, after several years of breeding queens, that the ones that survive a winter that I breed off of them, I'll end up with a good quality honeybee. See her wings? They're not tattered like the ones in 54. See, 54 is up in the medium. I prefer them not being in medium, but she went up in the medium. That's a trait of a Russian bee. They like to go up into the medium. Now she's all excited. This queen 78. I got to put her back down. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is when you breed your own queens, you really don't have any money invested. You have your time. And when you're buying queens from people, it's all about quantity for them. It's not about quality. They make money off each one they breed and they sell. They don't give a shit if that queen's good quality or not. And you gotta, if you breed your own queens, you gotta really try to stick to quality and not quantity. Because if you want a good quality honeybee, a good colony, you gotta have quality queens. And the queens that people are buying, they're either old queens, they're poor quality queens, and there may be a small percentage of them that are good quality, but they're not worth the money they're charging for them. $35 basically for a queen right now. And I can breed my own queens for just a little bit of time during the summer. I don't understand why more people aren't doing this. It's so easy. And it's fun. I really enjoy this. Right now I'm going through and checking to make sure my colonies have frames that the queens can lay on, and make sure they're not honey bound. Making sure they have places for that queen to lay. If they're full of honey, like this one here, if you got several of those in your hives, not a good thing for this time of year. You know, you give them sugar to get through winter. This is a good frame for a queen to lay on. You give them sugar to get through winter, and sometimes you end up with too much honey and not enough frames for them to lay on. So you got to go through and you got to check them. And you can also figure out if this is a good queen. She may have been a good queen last summer. That's the other issue I want to say. A queen can lay like crazy for the first month or two. And then after that, she runs out of fertile eggs, and she isn't worth anything, basically. And if you can get her through a winter, and you can use her for to get a queen cell off for some of her eggs, you could end up with a good quality queen. But if she doesn't make it through the first winter, she wasn't a good quality queen. And a lot of queens people are buying, they're good at the start, but they just weren't mated very well, and they don't make it through winter. That's the most important thing, is the following spring. They may be good the first summer, but the following spring is what really sets the queen to be good quality or poor quality. If she doesn't lay a lot the following spring, she's not good quality. Okay? Thank you.